Welcome back to another PFF Draft Recap. Today we're talking all about the Kansas City Chiefs and their draft picks. Of course, in the first round, didn't have a selection. That came from the Patrick Mahomes trade a season ago. I'm sure that they'd make that trade again in a heartbeat. In the second round, though, they went Breeland Speaks, defensive tackle, out of Ole Miss, trying to shore up the interior of that defensive line because their run defense and just everyone outside of Chris Jones along that front was pretty much a nightmare last year.
Yeah, this is always going to be an interesting and a challenging draft for the Chiefs because they didn't have that first-round draft pick. They ended up with just 6 overall draft choices, none before the second round. So it's always going to be targeting these guys that aren't complete players that you're going to have to try and plug in. They went defense heavy, 3 guys on the defensive interior, all 6 picks on the defensive side of the ball. And there's some intriguing players in here, though none that you think are going to be home run hits for this defense that definitely needed an injection of talent. Speaks is a kind of interesting player. He had an overall PFF grade last season of 82.4, but it was by far his best season, coming off 2 years before that weren't anywhere near the same kind of ballpark. And it remains to be seen where he's going to play on this defense for the Chiefs, whether it's going to be inside, whether they're going to move him more to the outside. He did generate a lot of pressure last year and actually generated a lot of pressure beating guys to the outside. Now, a lot of that was from an interior alignment, which isn't quite the same as beating them on the edge, but there's probably some position flexibility there for the Chiefs on a defense that does need additional pass rushing threats.
Yeah, I am interested to see where they play him because he's only 285 pounds, and he could beat that. You use that speed against college offensive linemen, and that's why he had a lot of those wins to the outside. But when you're 285 pounds, you better be pretty stout against the run for defense coordinators to be willing to play you inside, and he just wasn't. Even at Ole Miss, even against college offensive linemen, he wasn't. And so I'm not sure he has enough athleticism to where if he's going up against tackles, that winning outside is still going to be able to work. So it was a tough projection for us. We had him way lower on our board than where he ended up going.
Yeah, but I think there's potential there that he could move outside. He's long, he's tall. He could potentially transition to an edge rushing role. The question is, does he have the raw athleticism to get pass rushing done from that? Or is he going to end up being one of these guys who is a kind of 2-down base end who then kicks inside and rushes the passer with his quickness in sub packages? It's like we said, this entire draft is going to be about guys that have intriguing aspects to this game but aren't the finished product.
Yeah, and that was round 3 pick as well. Derek Nadi out of Florida State. There really wasn't a position anywhere in the defense that they couldn't have addressed. It was one of the worst defenses, quietly in football a season ago. They really took a huge step back from 2016 to 2017. Pretty much like I said, every position group could be addressed, and they did it again at nose tackle. Derek Nadi, one of the best run stoppers in the nation, but I kind of question the value you're getting in the third round of a guy who's probably not going to add much, if anything, to your pass rush.
Yeah, that's the real question mark with that position. Nose tackle is probably now the least important position in all of football because these guys are 300-snap players who focus solely on the run. And as our analytics guys have been hammering all offseason, the run is just inconsequential in today's NFL. You need to focus on the pass. And if you can't bring anything to that side of the game, your value is just dramatically diminished. Derek Nadi had 19 total pressures last season, but here's the real number. Shut out in terms of pass rush in 7 different games. He is a complete non-factor as a pass rusher, which means his only value is what he brings in run defense. And in the third round, that's probably just a little rich.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what I said. They were very bad in run defense last season ago. And the first 2 picks going D-line, made me think that they really wanted to shore that up when the secondary, to me, was probably the bigger issue, especially considering you lost your best cornerback in Marcus Peters over the course of the offseason. Now, they added Kendall Fuller from the Redskins, but he's never played anything other than slot in his career. And you're going to a system where you're probably going to, if he wants to play him every down, and he's probably their best corner at the moment, he's going to have to transition to the outside, and you don't know exactly if that's going to translate him being good in the slot to being good in the outside. It's not really the same, especially in a team that plays a lot of man coverage.
And even with Marcus Peters there, the big question mark is always, who's the next corner outside Marcus Peters? We've got one surefire stud on the outside, but we need a number 2 because otherwise teams are just going to stop throwing in Marcus Peters' direction. That started to happen. His overall target numbers have gone down every single year. Kendall Fuller coming over looked like it was the answer, but then Marcus Peters gets shipped out. So they're back to square one in terms of who is the number 2 corner. Even if, and it's more of a question mark now because we don't even know if Kendall Fuller can be a true number 1. Like you said, he was a primary slot guy. So at best, it's a wash. It's a lateral move from a year ago, and at worst, they're actually in a worse situation than they were when they didn't know who could play next to Marcus Peters.
Yeah, in the third round, though, they ended up getting a pick that we both liked, Dorian O'Daniel, linebacker out of Clemson, the 100th pick in that round, the second pick they had in that third round. Guy to replace Derek Johnson, like you said, you were a fan of his.
Yeah, this is the one pick in this draft that I really like. Dorian O'Daniel was one of these coverage studs at linebacker. He played that walkout linebacker, the overhang role in college that doesn't really exist in today's NFL. But if there is a place it exists, it's really Kansas City with the role they have with Daniel Sorensen, that kind of nickel linebacker deal. They sign players in free agency. They now have a couple of stars in terms of run stuffing two-down linebackers up front, but they've no replacement for what Derek Johnson brought them in terms of coverage. Maybe they don't have that in a linebacker role anymore, but Dorian O'Daniel could do that in that Sorensen nickel linebacker kind of role, allow them to still play with those two run-stuffing linebackers on base downs. The other thing that O'Daniel brings is skills on special teams. He had 198 snaps on special teams last season, including playing all phases of special teams, not just one role. 39 career tackles on special teams. That's a big thing when you're looking at, mid-round draft picks, guys that can contribute on special teams and be impact players there as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and say that special teams is what I'm drafting in the third round, but it's a nice little bonus.
It's a nice addition.
87.8 overall grade, though, a season ago, and here's the kicker, 6.64 3-cone for a linebacker. That's pretty freaky. That's pretty freaky for anyone, but especially for a linebacker. All right, and then out of the fourth round, they picked Armani Watts, sixth round, safety out of Texas A&M, sixth round, Ramon Smith, cornerback out of Central Arkansas, who we didn't grade any Central Arkansas games years ago, so we don't really have any take on him. And then another pick in the sixth round, Khalil McKenzie, the defensive tackle out of Tennessee, who's actually now moving to offensive line. So a couple of fun picks there. You got any takes on any of those guys?
Yeah, defensive line to offensive line always works so well at the NFL level.
It'll be fun to watch, though. There you have it. That's the Chiefs draft. Make sure to go to PFF Edge and Elite to check out the PFF draft guide and get all the data on the Chiefs draft class.